Hey all, weather here for liveweatherblogs.com, and here's Igor quickly racing away from Bermuda. I'm going to zoom out here. Some damage on Bermuda, passed by, came up towards Bermuda, toward the north-northwest, and quickly moved off to the north. Passed about 40 miles west of the center, passed 40 miles west of Bermuda, and the eastern eye wall did onto Bermuda Island itself. Elbow Beach here to the west, on the west side of the island. Southwest side really got it hit pretty. Sustained winds at a time last night were 68 miles per hour and gust, about 93, 95 miles per hour. Probably a little higher in the hills. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 100 mile per hour wind gust in some of the hills. Say 5 to 8 foot storm surge, especially on the south side. And main problem today is probably some power outages, quite a few of those, and roof damage and down trees from a Category 1 hurricane strike. Could have been a lot worse, folks, in Bermuda. Could have been a Category 2 at pass. Thankfully, some dry air got in there, and a lot of shear from the troughs coming off the East Coast got in there as well to help weaken Igor. Igor is still a hurricane, racing to the northeast at 27 miles per hour toward Nova Scotia here and Newfoundland. Newfoundland and part of Nova Scotia, get ready for a wind and rain storm. Extra tropical in nature, but this storm is still expanding outward, so plenty of wind and rain coming up for you guys in the next 24 to 36 hours. And Igor is going to quickly race off to the northeast into the graveyards of the hurricanes, and we'll join Frankenstein up there in the next couple of days. What's next in the Atlantic? Well, not a lot going on in the Atlantic. We have it. This is just west of the Cape Verde. This is Invest 9. Just kind of going to meander here and really not go too far. This should probably stay out in the Atlantic in the open waters. You're going to have to watch this cluster of showers and thunderstorms as it moves off to the west. Or, Cape Verde season is still there, getting toward the end now. We're going to start winding down. Further down the road, you got the GFS showing. I was always keeping an eye on the Gulf of Mexico. That's still a possibility. I see a Caribbean-type tropical system developing down there. Which way it goes from there, models have been going west, north, northwest. Some of them go into the Gulf. You got even some come up the East Coast, and we'll see how that goes. Lots of theory into what happened. I always said New Orleans, the west coast of Florida, you want to watch out. Late September and October is your time for a hurricane. Those waters are pretty warm, haven't been touched yet, and the pattern's favorable that you got a hurricane or tropical system strike down there, anywhere from the Key West down up through the west coast of Florida, over Panhandle of Florida, Apalachicola, over to New Orleans. Texas and over the northern coast of Mexico, can't let your guard down, because the pattern this year is to take systems from the Caribbean and come across the Yucatan, get a couple strikes that way. So I think that's going to be where we're going to shift attention toward east of Honduras, south of Cuba, and then into the Gulf of Mexico. It's climatologically, that's usually where you look going into late September and October. So, Verde season should wind down. There's a few more waves coming off here, and my theory is that some of these waves are going to move across the Atlantic here, get into the Caribbean, and then really start developing once they got to about Jamaica, east of Honduras. And do we go up into the Gulf of Mexico and strike New Orleans to Key West? It remains to be seen, or maybe it cuts across Cuba and heads up the East Coast. Remains to be seen. Lots of possibilities out there. Even saw a few possibilities, which is totally possible, that a huge high-pressure system blocks a thing into the Gulf of Mexico. That's possible too, because that's the way the pattern's been. The Gulf of Mexico is pretty much shut off. The moisture source going up into the southeastern states and mid-Atlantic has been shut off for quite a while. Pretty serious drought developing on the mid-Atlantic, and there's no rain in sight in the 15 days. So a tropical system would be welcome come, say, September 30th through October 4th time frame. Let's take a look at the Atlantic. The last website there was from weatherunderground.com. I thank them for allowing me to use their site. This is Intellicast.com, and this is, you got the coast of Africa here, and Bell is in here, blow up there. It's going to meander around as this trough tries to interact, and there's what's left of Julia. Say goodbye to Julia, really getting shredded apart, and actually probably move southeast. We'll see what happens with this cluster of showers and thunderstorms here. Another one coming off. These may hold intact, may not develop, but once they get into just east of the Leeward Islands and south of Jamaica and south of Grand Cayman and east of Honduras here, maybe they come up through the Yucatan Channel, and which way they go, well, we'll see. Do we get a tropical system develop and come up in the Yucatan Channel and maybe threaten New Orleans and maybe move this way? Maybe it moves to the west. Maybe we get it developed a little further to the south and east and it comes over Cuba and up the east coast before either continuing or putting on the brakes because strong high pressure is coming down the east coast. There's lots of different chances, different things that could happen down the road. It's just something to keep in mind. But for the meantime, looks like we can breathe a little bit in the tropics, probably for about, I would say, 3 to 5 days, and then we start getting to wonder where the next system was come. And the next system comes along will be Lisa, and thinking maybe S94L probably has the best chance right now to be Lisa. But let's watch this cluster here. This one coming off of Africa now, and let's watch what's right here coming through the Leeward Islands. Maybe that develops into Lisa out over in this area and then moves up into the Gulf. So we'll see. Lots of things, lots of time to watch everything. There's Igor. Say goodbye to Igor. And if you're in the east, where I'm circling here, get ready and say hello to dry. And maybe a few days near 90 degrees again. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Long, hot, dry summer. Wonder what that means for the winter. We'll look at that later on. That's all I have for now, folks. And if you're in Bermuda, hopefully you survived Igor. And everyone have a great night. This is Wild Weather for LiveWeatherBlogs.com.